Reality TV shows that are completely fake. Reality TV shows are a popular form of entertainment that depict real people in unscripted situations and often follow their personal and professional lives. While many of these shows are genuine and accurately depict the actual events, there have been numerous allegations from former cast members and contestants that some reality TV shows are heavily produced and edited, and that certain scenes or conflicts may be staged or rehearsed in order to create a more interesting storyline. This can lead to a distorted portrayal of reality and can raise the question, are there reality TV shows that are completely fake? There have been several reality TV shows that have been completely fabricated or scripted. These shows are often referred to as scripted reality or faux reality shows. Scripted reality shows are different from traditional reality TV shows in that they're not intended to depict real people in unscripted situations. Instead, they are scripted and acted out in the same way as traditional television shows or movies. It's worth noting that scripted reality shows are not as common as traditional reality TV shows, and that most reality TV shows do not completely fabricate their storylines or situations. Here are a few examples of reality TV shows that have been called into question for their authenticity. The Hills. This show, which aired from 2006 to 2010, followed the lives of a group of young people living in Los Angeles. Many of the show's storylines and conflicts have been called into question, with some former cast members alleging that certain scenes were staged or fabricated. Specific examples include Lauren Conrad's on-again, off-again relationship with Jason Waller. Some former cast members have claimed that this relationship was heavily produced and that the show's producers prompted certain arguments and breakups for the sake of drama. Kristen Cavallari's relationship with Brody Jenner. Cavallari has claimed that the show's producers pressured her to date Jenner in order to create a more interesting storyline. Lauren Conrad's alleged feud with Heidi Montag. Conrad and Montag's supposed rift was a major plot point on the show, but some former cast members have claimed that it was exaggerated or fabricated by the show's producers. Spencer Pratt and Heidi Montag's relationship. Pratt and Montag's tumultuous relationship was a major focus of the show, but some former cast members have claimed that certain scenes were staged or rehearsed. Jersey Shore. This popular show, which aired from 2009 to 2012, followed a group of young people living and partying together in a beach house in New Jersey. Some of the show's cast members have claimed that certain scenes were staged or rehearsed, and that the show's producers often prompted them to act in certain ways. Here are several allegations of such incidences. The cast's job at the t-shirt shop. Some cast members have claimed that their job at the t-shirt shop was largely for show and that they were not actually expected to work there. The gym, tan, laundry routine. The show's cast members were often shown participating in their GTL routine, but some have claimed that this routine was rehearsed or that certain scenes were shot out of order to create a more cohesive narrative. The cast's party lifestyle. While the show portrayed the cast as always partying and drinking, some former cast members have claimed that they were often prompted by producers to drink and party more for the sake of the show. The cast's hookups and relationships. Some cast members have claimed that these shows' producers pressured them to hook up with certain people or to pursue certain relationships in order to create drama. The Bachelor and Bachelorette. These dating shows, which have been airing since 2002, follow a single person as they date and eventually choose a spouse from a group of contestants in terms of the show's overall success in terms of producing happy endings. The track record of The Bachelor is mixed. Some couples who have gotten engaged on the show have gone on to get married and are still together, while others have broken up shortly after the show ended. Some examples of couples who have broken up after getting engaged on The Bachelor include Jake Pavelka and Vienna Girardi, Season 14, Brad Womack and Emily Maynard, Season 15, Ben Flashnick and Courtney Robertson, Season 16, Juan Pablo Galavis and Nikki Farrell, Season 18, Nick Soules and Whitney Bischoff, Season 19, Nick Viall and Vanessa Grimaldi, Season 21. This is not an exhaustive list, and there have been many other couples who have broken up after getting engaged on these shows. It's important to recognize that they are reality TV shows and that the relationships depicted on the show may not always reflect the reality of real-life relationships. Some former contestants have claimed that these shows' producers manipulate the contestants and the storylines to create drama and tension. For instance, contestants are encouraged to act a certain way. Some former contestants have claimed that the show's producers give them specific instructions on how to act and what to say in order to create a more interesting storyline. The show's producers influence the contestants' relationships. Some former contestants have claimed that the show's producers try to influence who the lead, the bachelor or bachelorette, will choose by controlling who they spend time with and who they're allowed to have alone time with. The show's producers create conflicts. Some former contestants have claimed that these show's producers create fake conflicts or exaggerate real ones in order to create drama. These show's producers manipulate the editing. Some former contestants have claimed that these show's producers manipulate the editing of the show in order to create a more dramatic or sensational storyline. Survivor. The long-running show, which premiered in 2000, follows a group of people who are stranded on a deserted island and must compete in challenges to stay on the show. Some former contestants have claimed that the show's producers manipulated the challenges and voting outcomes to create a more dramatic storyline. Here are a few examples. The Outcast twist. During the Pearl Island season of Survivor, the show introduced a twist in which a group of eliminated players were given the opportunity to return to the game. Some former contestants have claimed that this twist was rehearsed and that the producers already knew who would be returning before the challenge was filmed. The Dead Man's Hand Challenge. During the Micronesia season of Survivor, a challenge called the Dead Man's Hand involved a series of physical and mental tasks. Some former contestants have claimed that the producers made the challenge easier for certain players in order to create a more dramatic outcome. The Redemption Island twist. During the Redemption Island season of Survivor, the show introduced a twist in which eliminated players were given the chance to compete in a series of challenges in order to return to the game. Some former contestants have claimed that the producers manipulated the challenges in order to create a more dramatic outcome. American Pickers. This series is featured on the History Channel and follows Mike Wolfe and his business partner, Frank Fritz, as they travel the country searching for antique treasures. The show's been on the air since 2010 and has aired over 20 seasons. Wolfe and Fritz visit the homes of collectors, estate sales, and flea markets in search of unique and valuable antiques. They negotiate with the owners of these items to purchase them for their own collection or to resell to collectors and museums. The show documents their travels and the stories behind the items they find, as well as their interactions with the collectors and sellers they meet along the way. The series is popular for its blend of history, storytelling, and the thrill of the hunt for antique treasures. It's a documentary-style show and is not a competition or elimination-style reality show like some of the other examples mentioned earlier. There have been some allegations that the reality TV show American Pickers is not entirely authentic and that some elements of the show may be staged or scripted. However, it's important to note that the show's producers have consistently denied these allegations and have stated that the show is a true representation of the events depicted on it. Mike Wolfe, who's one of the main hosts of American Pickers, has not been directly involved in any allegations that the show is fake. In addition to hosting and creating this series, Mike Wolfe is also an entrepreneur and author. He's written several books about his experiences as an antique picker and his love of Americana, including American Picker, How One Man's Trash Became a Treasure, and Kid Pickers, How to Turn Junk into Treasure. Wolfe has also launched a line of furniture and home decor products inspired by his travels and pickings, and he has a store called Antique Archaeology in Nashville, Tennessee. Wolfe is also known for his philanthropic efforts and has worked with various organizations to promote the importance of preserving and celebrating American history. He's also supported efforts to raise awareness about mental health issues and has been an advocate for the restoration of historic buildings. There are a few signs that reality TV shows may be heavily produced or edited, or that certain scenes or conflicts may be staged or rehearsed. The show's storylines or conflicts seem contrived or manufactured. If the show's storylines or conflicts seem too good to be true or seem to be created solely for the sake of drama, it may be a sign that the show is heavily produced or edited. These show's participants seem to be acting in unnatural or rehearsed ways. If the show's participants seem to be acting in ways that don't seem genuine or authentic, it may be a sign that they're being prompted or rehearsed by these show's producers. The show's editing is highly selective or misleading. If the show's editing seems to be selectively presenting only certain aspects of the story, or is misleading in any way, it may be a sign that the show is being heavily produced or edited. In some cases, producers of reality TV shows may face legal action if they're found to have engaged in deceptive or fraudulent practices in the production of their shows. For example, in 2010, the producers of The Real Housewives of New Jersey were sued by one of the show's participants, Danielle Staub, for alleged fraud and misrepresentation. According to media reports, Staub claimed that the show's producers had deceived her and had not paid her the full amount of money that she was owed for her work on the show. In 2013, the producers of Duck Dynasty were sued by a former cast member, Phil Robertson, for alleged fraud and breach of contract. According to media reports, Robertson claimed that the show's producers had deceived him and had not paid him the full amount of money that was owed for his work on the show. In 2008, the producers of Survivor were sued by a contestant, Stacey Stillman, who alleged that the show was rigged. According to media reports, Stillman claimed that the show's producers had manipulated the outcome of the competition in order to create a more dramatic and compelling viewing experience. Most reality TV shows are produced and edited heavily in order to create a more cohesive and entertaining narrative. This can include rehearsing certain scenes or prompting the participants to act in certain ways in order to create drama or tension. As with any form of media, it's important for viewers to understand that reality TV shows may not always depict real life accurately. Therefore, the viewers should approach them with a critical eye, noting that the participants in these shows are often under pressure to perform and may not always act naturally or authentically. It's important to keep in mind that these are just a few potential signs and that not all reality TV shows that exhibit these characteristics are necessarily fake. It's common for reality TV shows to incorporate some level of production and editing in order to create a more compelling and entertaining viewing experience. But it's important to recognize that some of the shows are based on real events and are not completely fabricated.